Hey guys, I'm still adjusting the camera a little bit, get you guys a little bit closer. Hi, this is Sandra the Goat Lady back in my workshop till 7 o'clock. I thought I was going to do something special. I'm going to package soaps while you're talking for a little bit, right? Um, in the description, I wrote how it all began, right? What is my purpose on doing skincare products and why I'm enjoying this so much? Um, Started several years ago. Matter of fact, it started almost 30 years ago. The quest on just having better looking skin. And I gotta tell you guys, um, my journey, I mean, I'm from Germany, and so I grew up with all natural skincare products. They were inexpensive, easy to find, very available, and high quality. If you ever had European skincare products or been in Europe and tried their skincare products, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Um, so there's no alcohol. I grew up with skincare product that has no alcohol in it, no chemicals, no dye. Um, Skincare products that were effective, you know, that made your skin like look amazing. And they were also not overpriced, right? So when I came here, when my husband brought me here, he was in the military. Um, and when he, when we moved over to the States, it was really not available 30 years ago, all natural skincare products, at least not in the area that I was in. And then when it did become available, it was so darn expensive that a regular family in the military was not able to afford it, right? Um, so fast forward, I did not feel comfortable in my skin, and by that I mean not that had mental issues, and sometimes some people would disagree with that, but but I literally had hives, I had blemishes, my skin itched 24/7. Literally, I did not feel comfortable in my skin. Um, and so one day, we went to the feed store to look at chickens, and of course, it was out of season. And my husband saw a little picture of a goat, and he says, instead of chickens, I'd rather have this. I'm like, sure. And that's how it all started. Um, we got Woodrow, and the same night we got Thibodeau. So that's why our farm is called Cajun Corral Farm. If you look up what Cajun Corral means, it's the Woodrow and Thibodeau jokes, if you ever heard them. And so we started out with Woodrow and Thibodeau, right? Uh-oh. And I don't even know where oh, there it is. I was looking for my microphone, guys. I thought my fat microphone fell down. So anyway, um, we fell in love. I mean, I loved those two goats. They were hilarious. They were unique. They were dogs, but they weren't dogs. They acted like dogs, and they were just so loving and so kind and such unique animals, right? They had their own little witty and sassy and quirky personalities, and they were trainable, which was really cool. And so I decided a couple months in, I wanted to breed them, and I wanted to harvest the milk, and I wanted to make my own soap because I was just so frustrated and so desperate just to have some soothing skin soap that my skin just welcomed, and I just couldn't find it anywhere. And so when we got Clotilde, I'm sorry, I started researching. Of course, it took 5 months for her to have babies, and then another 3 months for them to get weaned. But by the time it was ready for me to milk her, and she was not very hand friendly, so I was not able to milk her right away. That was a big disappointment. However, when I was start milking, I already had my recipe. I already did my research on all the ingredients, why I wanted them, um, that I selected, and that's when I started. And that was really trial and error. I mean, I did a lot of research. I watched videos. I read books about it, and websites. And then it's just, when after 2 or 3 tries, I finally got the soap the way I wanted. And of course, it was all small batches, right? I started out making originally, it was 6 soaps, and then it went on to bigger batches. Once I had the recipe down, that's when I started. Okay, so I'm onto something. Now, remember, I never had in mind to ever start a business. I figured I was the only one because everyone that I knew never talked about their skin, right? They seemed happy. They seemed comfortable in their skin. I mean, I started making my own skincare products. I just didn't say anything. I just used it. I felt comfortable. I felt like my skin became back to its density and its richness as it was when I left Germany. And to my surprise, 2 weeks or 3 weeks in of using my skincare products, several of my friends came to me and said, "Hey, so what are you doing different with your skin?" I was surprised that they noticed it because I didn't tell anybody that I was making my own skincare products or soap at that time. I just started using it. And so I told them, so I'll make my own goat's milk soap, and that's what I'm using. They're like, "Can I try?" I said, "Sure, I have plenty." One bar was lasting me 2 or 3 months, so it was very giving. So I turned around and said, "Okay, so sure, why not?" And never thought anything of it. And next thing I know, 2 or 3 months later, I said, "Hey, so how can we get the bar soap?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" And they said, "Well, we want to buy them." I said, "Why?" I said, "Because it's that good." And so I never even thought about what the price would be. It was a whole different kind of different research I had to do to see if it's even profitable for me. And I was still working full time. So I never thought of, like making this a full time business. And then it kind of worked out that they give other people samples and they told people about my product. Next thing I know, I got invited to markets. My first market was actually free. It was like a swap at a feed store. And I said, I can do this once a month. Not a biggie, right? Well, next thing I know, I was invited to regular farmers market. And that was, um, 11, 12 years ago. And that's when I started realizing there were other people that had the same issues that I had. They wanted beautiful skin, but they had such a reaction to the chemicals and the alcohol that was in the skincare products that their skin reacted to it. It changed their pH level. So they itched. They wanted to feel good in their skin, right? Literally, just like me. And that's when I developed um, my customer base, literally. And I still have customers from that time that are current customers with me, right? Um, So, and my first batch, believe it or not, was nothing special. I was just plain unscented. I still make the unscented soap, which is the milkman soap, has the honey. Back then it had a little oatmeal in it, but I no longer use oatmeal because the raw goat's milk does the same thing as the oatmeal does. So I didn't want it to put a double whammy in it. But yeah, so I just that was it, right? I decided I'm going to do this this way, right? And so as I increase my customer bases, hey, so could you put a scent in there? I'm like, sure, why not? Let's see, right? Um, so I did. I did put then my first scent in there. And my first scent was lavender. But I wanted to do something special. I wanted to do then also lavender flowers in there. I didn't want it just to put essential oil in it. Um, and I checked into how to grow my own lavender, and I did that. And so then it kind of developed from there. But then I stumbled up on frankincense and myrrh, and I did the research, and I just love the benefits, the fighting the blemishes, make radiant looking skin, the anti-aging, all this, the benefits, for rashes, scarring. I'm like, wow, okay, so I got to do something with this. So I ordered a small sample pack of the frankincense and myrrh essential oil. Frankincense was great. I loved it. It reminded me of Christmas, and I'm a big Christmas person. Christmas is my season anyway. But myrrh was like, oh gosh, I cannot put this in a skincare product because I'm not going to use it. Because if I'm not happy with it, I'm not selling it. So then I did a little bit more research, and I came across the myrrh powder. And I'm like, well, let me go see how that smells. And that, to me, with the combination of frankincense, just screamed heaven. And it still does for many people, believe it or not. It's one of my hottest sellers is the matchized frankincense and myrrh. They smell like, they're like, ooh. It's one of those ooh scents, right? You kind of like go through the scents, and then you stop and oh, wait. It wakes you up. Frankincense and myrrh is a very biblical scent, um, for obvious reasons. It's also very um, relaxing, not on body and mind, but also spiritually. So if you have some unbalanced or hormonal crap going on, that would be the one I would direct you to. So in the midst of all of me researching new scents and some unique scents that I had not seen, I just, everybody has lavender, but I wanted to stand out with stuff that other people did not make, right? And I didn't see very many frankincense and myrrh scents. Um, my husband's desert storm disease really started acting up, and everything that we had used in the past would only work for a couple months, and then it would come back with a vengeance. Um, so I talked to my mom. I said, I just don't understand. I mean, the skin layers just peeling off. Nothing's getting better. He's miserable. There's got to be something. And she goes, well, why don't you make a lotion with the goat's milk? And I'm like, I never thought about that. She goes, we have lotions here. Why don't you do some research on this? And so I did. And I discussed it with Grumpy Old Goat, and he agreed to try it only if it's unscented because he is an over-road truck driver. And he just didn't want it to smell like a girl when he came out of the shower using the lotion. I said, okay, let me see what I can come up with. Check out the ingredients, see what kind of ingredients I want to put in there. And I knew I didn't want it nothing heavy. So I didn't want it to put coconut oil or lard or animal fat in there. Did not want it. I wanted something light, like grapeseed oil. I wanted to put avocado oil, jojoba oil, those kind of things, rosehip oil, something very, very light and, rejuvenating for your skin that complemented the goat's milk very well. I also wanted something because we are here in the South, Louisiana. I wanted something, a little bit of sun protection, but not much. And I wanted to have it all natural. And I wanted to have it alcohol free. So then that's where my block came in, literally. My block came in because every preservative that I found was with paraffin or was with alcohol. And again, I did not want to use anything with paraffin because breast cancer runs in my family, and I didn't want to use anything with alcohol. So after long researching and very much being frustrated because I could not find anything that just screamed, okay, yeah, all natural. This is something that you got to try. I reached out to a very small preservative company, and I said, okay, so I did my research, and not, do you guys make anything with green tea or melaleuca? And they're like, no. I said, well, my research shows that this can be used as a preservative, but I don't know how to make it. And they're like, you know what? Let us check into it. We'll get back with you. And then so a couple weeks to a month later, they said, hey, we're going to send you a little sample. If you want you to try making a lotion, see how you like it, how it comes out, and let us know about it. I'm like, all right. Tried it, loved it. Gave the first batch was given to Grumpy Old Goat for his desert storm disease on his face, and I loved it. We loved it. The way it feels, no alcohol. They used the melaleuca in it, and I said, I want that. I want you to make me a batch. Well, I've been using that ever since. So it's an all natural preservative, which I absolutely love. Um, and it has worked very well. Um, for now, the past, what, 11 years? Oh, well, maybe 10 years. I've been doing it for 10 years, the lotion. So anyway, again, I started adding scents, lotions to some of the soaps, not all of them, and it started taking off. So my lotion is in a jar, and I get often asked, why don't I put it in a pump system? First of all, I'm a very frugal person, and I value your hard-earned money. When you put it in a pump system, there's always this little bit on the bottom that you either have to unscrew, turn it around, and first of all, when I do that with other products, let's say, I spill it. And so I'm like, okay, I really do not want to use a pump system because you paid for good money for this lotion, and I want you to be able to use till the last drop. I want you to be able to reach in there with a stirrer or with your fingers and get the last little drop out of there. And I have heard over the years so many times, I am so grateful you have put it in a jar, especially when I do the big shows and they only see me every 6 months, let's say. I just used up my last one, and if it would have been a pump system, I would have had to order online. So it works very well doing it this way. And like I said, when I do certain things, that's because there comes a thought process afterwards, just like the soaps. I've always wrapped my soaps. First of all, when I do farmers market, sometimes we get rains that's sideways. Well, if I do a soap that's unwrapped, then it gets wet, and I really don't want to sell you a soap that used to be wet and it's maybe already damp. So I've always wrapped it, and now I'll have soap wraps around it. Another reason why I always wrap it is because what is the first thing you do? When I have samples out, the first thing everybody does is this, right? Well, what is right here? Your nose. I don't know if you have boogers on your nose. I don't know if, there's germs right there. So I want you to be able, when you undo this, right? There's nobody has ever touched it other than my hands when I wrap it, right? So that is the whole purpose on me wrapping the soaps. Yes, it's an extra cost, but for me, it's well worth it. And it's natural behavior. I do it. When I smell something, when I smell a candle, it goes first to my nose, right? So it's a human behavior. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I think that my customers deserve to have that protection and the knowledge to have a soap that has not been to somebody's nose. I have samples that people can smell, of course, but when you purchase this, I want this to be smell free for you. Nobody has smelled it before. And so that is the whole purpose why I'm doing this. So yeah, everything that I do and the way I package it and the ingredients that are in there is because I want them to be in there and I find them beneficial. And that seems to be working out for me because my customers find them beneficial as well. So I wanted to come on how it started, why I do certain things. If you have any comments or questions, now I do not give my recipes out. I can tell you that right now. Those are my recipes. They're trademarked and they belong to me and the business. So, but if you have any questions, if you want me to talk about a topic, write it in the comments. I will look through the comments every other day or so. Or send me a message under cajun.corral.farm@gmail.com. Or if you have used my products and you have a small business or you want to be on the podcast, I'd love to have you as a guest, right? We had our first guest last Wednesday. She was amazing. We laughed a lot, and that hour went by so quick. I didn't realize, and then I'm like, oh, I got to feed babies. So yeah, because we bottle feeding two goat babies. So I had to rush off because they're used to their time when they get fed regularly. So anyway, if you want to be on it, please let me know. I'd love to have you. Also, if you enjoyed what I said and want to share it, I'd love to have you share this video or invite more people to see it. Like the YouTube channel. That's where I'm going to be posting most of my lives. And then if you want to purchase the products, you can go to www.cajuncorral.com. We ship anywhere in the United States. We have a flat fee, which is $15. Or if you purchase something as of right now, it's probably going to go up in March. If you purchase something $75 or more, then you get free shipping. We still have that. It's probably going to go up, though, just FYI. Now, when you go on our website at cajuncorral.com, you will get a pop-up. Please sign up to become a member of our herd. We'd love for you to join. We love for you to be getting the gossip from the farm. And please give me your birth month and your birth date. And here's why. Because every month I'm sending out birthday letters with a special coupon code on it. Just because we want to celebrate you, because you are very special to us and we appreciate you, especially if you're one of our customers. Now I do have some events coming up in the second February, the second Saturday in February. We'll have our homesteading workshop. If you want me to go online and stream it online, and you get a little code, you can make a payment. I'm probably going to have it paid, make it $10. I have no problem doing that, but I want to see if there's an interest in it before I offer that out. So this is your opportunity to say, yes, I want to learn. If you and then the second Sunday in February, we're going to have our goat yoga, where it's the tribute or our woohoo, here I am for our baby goats. They get to join the goat yoga, and it's going to be very interesting because they're practicing climbing on people already, and jumping on people. So that is going to be very interesting. If you look on Facebook on the Cajun Corral Farm, the events are in there. Join us. It's a small price for the fun that you will receive. And our picnic with the goats is in March. So you will be able you'll be able to join there too and experience our goats in action, so to speak. So anyway, thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Again, I'm Sandra the Goat Lady. If you don't know me, it's the Goat Lady is a badge of honor that my customer gave me because of what I do. So yeah, if you have any comments, any questions, please post them below. And I'll see you next week for our next podcast. And who knows, maybe we have a visitor. Talk to you later. Bye.